Pokemon Day is coming up, and with it, we've got some news. So, before I get into the Pokemon Day stuff, the first bit of news is actually something that I probably could have included at the end of the last bit of news, and that is the Pokemon for February Community Day. So, kind of early on, near the beginning of February, Niantic has made it so that the Pokemon featured for February Community Day will actually be up for a vote. So originally we were able to choose between 4 different Pokemon. There was Rhyhorn, which fully evolved will be able to get the exclusive charge move Rock Wrecker. There was Vulpix, which when evolved to Ninetales will be able to get either the fire version of Weather Ball for its regular form or the ice version of Weather Ball for its ice or for its Alolan form. We also had the option to get Machop, which will give a Machamp that learns the charge move Payback. And finally, we had Dratini, which could have evolved into a Dragonite with the exclusive charge move Superpower. Well, after a day of voting through field research, which I find to be a very interesting way to settle voting for a community day Pokemon, I feel like a poll would have been just as efficient, maybe even more efficient. But in any event, after a day of voting, the Community Day Pokemon has been decided, and that Pokemon is Rhyhorn. So on Saturday, February 22nd, from either 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. in your local time if you live in the Northern Hemisphere, or 3 to 6 p.m. in your local time if you live in the Southern Hemisphere, Rhyhorn will be appearing much more frequently out in the wild. If you evolve Rhyhorn into its full evolution of Rhyperior, it'll be able to learn the exclusive charge move Rock Wrecker. And if you're lucky, you may be able to encounter a shiny Rhyhorn. One other thing worth noting is that during this time, you'll also be able to get 3 times Catch Stardust. So for those of you who are in great need of Stardust because of Go Battle League or even the Silph Arena or Go Stadium tournaments, this event will definitely be a great time to really stock up on that much needed Stardust. So now with Community Day all said and done, the next bit of news covers Pokemon Day, which celebrates the day when the first Pokemon games were released back on February 27th in 1996. And what makes this Pokemon Day particularly interesting is that February 27th will also be the day when Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution will be arriving on Netflix. So with all that said, Niantic has planned its Pokemon Day celebration event to occur on Tuesday, February 25th at 1 p.m. Pacific Time, all the way until Monday, March 2nd at 1 p.m. Pacific Time. And during this time, you'll be able to encounter Pikachu, an Eevee, as well as a Bulbasaur, a Charmander, and a Squirtle, all wearing festive party hats. Specifically, you'll be able to find Pikachu and Eevee out in the wild, and you'll be able to encounter Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle in 7-kilometer eggs. Not gonna lie, it kind of seems like they're very, very heavily relying on putting event Pokemon in 7K eggs recently, and it's, truth be told, kind of becoming a lot. But I mean, I'm still game for it. And one thing worth noting is that all of these Pokemon that were mentioned have a chance to be shiny, so for all of you shiny hunters out there who are interested in getting event-specific Pokemon in their shiny forms, this is definitely something to look forward to. Also worth noting is that as a celebration of the release of Pokemon Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution coming to Netflix, Armored Mewtwo will be returning to 5-star raids during this time. And if you manage to defeat and capture an Armored Mewtwo during this time, it will know the exclusive charge attack Psystrike. Also in celebration of the release of the movie coming to Netflix is that they will also be releasing the clone versions of Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise, which will be available to battle in 4-star raids. Also worth noting is that you'll also be able to get the clone version of Pikachu during the event whenever you take a photo via Go Snapshot. Also, during the Pokemon Day celebration event, there will be a special raid day that features a Nidorino and a Gengar wearing party hats. So on Sunday, March 1st from 2 to 5 p.m. in your local time, Nidorino wearing party hats will be appearing more frequently in 2-star raids, and a Gengar that's not only wearing a party hat but also know Lick and Psychic will be appearing in 4-star raids. And if you're lucky, you may be able to encounter the shiny versions of Nidorino and Gengar with a party hat during this raid day. Also worth noting about this raid day is that you'll be able to receive up to 5 raid passes when you spin photo discs at gyms. It is worth noting that these once again function as daily raid passes, so you're only able to hold 1 raid pass at a time. Finally, one last bonus that comes with the Pokemon Day celebration event is that trainers will be able to do up to 2 special trades a day instead of the usual 1. This means that essentially if you're looking to trade either a new Pokedex entry Pokemon to a friend, or whether it be a legendary Pokemon, or I believe this also includes shiny Pokemon as well, you'll now be able to do 2 of those trades rather than the usual 1. So for our next bit of news, as of right now, 7-kilometer eggs are solely hatching fossil Pokemon. Not gonna lie, it kind of seems like they're very, very heavily relying on putting event Pokemon in 7k eggs recently, and it's, truth be told, kind of becoming a lot, but I mean, I'm still game for it. So Pokemon such as Ammonite, Kabuto, Aerodactyl, Lileep, Anorith, Cranidos, Shieldon, Tirtoga, and Archon will now be the only Pokemon that are appearing in 7-kilometer eggs. What's also worth noting is that these fossil Pokemon are no longer hatching from any other type of eggs, so you will not be able to see these Pokemon in 2, 5, and 10-kilometer eggs. So while as of right now most of the baby and the Alolan Pokemon are not hatching in 7-kilometer eggs, it is worth noting that the Pokemon Riolu now be hatching from 10-kilometer eggs instead of 7-kilometer eggs. As of right now, we are unsure as to how long this little egg phenomenon will be lasting for, so it could be possible that we could be looking at maybe like a couple weeks, maybe just 1 week, or maybe this news is already irrelevant by the time it comes up. But in any event, as of right now, if you've been looking to get yourself any of these fossil type Pokemon, you can now find them exclusively in 7-kilometer eggs. So for our last bit of news, the Silph Arena has announced the theme for the tournaments of the month of March, and that theme is the Toxic Cup. So much like previous Silph Arena tournaments, all battles will be held in Great League, meaning that only Pokemon up to 1500 CP are eligible to compete in this tournament, and you're only allowed to bring a team of 6 to that tournament, of 6 unique Pokemon to each tournament. So once again, unfortunately, that team of 6 Raichus is not a thing. What is worth noting is that Alolan and Galarian types count as their own separate species, so while you cannot have a team of 6 Raichus, you can have a team that has 1 regular Raichu and 1 Alolan Raichu. So for the rules that are specific to this cup, for 1, only Pokemon with Bug, Poison, Normal, Ground, or Grass typing as one of their types is allowed to compete in this tournament. So for example, a Pokemon like Pidgeot, while it is a flying type, since it's also a normal type Pokemon, is eligible to compete in this tournament. It is worth noting is that there are specific bans applied to this tournament, specifically Tropius, Noctowl, Vigoroth, and any of the Mud Boys, aka any Pokemon that has a water and ground dual typing. These Pokemon are not allowed in this tournament. I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description down below, not only to the rules for the Toxic Cup, but also to a map provided by the Silph Arena that shows you any upcoming Toxic Cup tournaments that may be happening within your area. But I'll also leave a link to Go Stadium as well, in case you're still interested in participating in this tournament but prefer to participate in it in a more virtual matchmaking lobby. So with that, that's all of the news I have for today. I will see you guys in the next video.